what would you recommend for a young person starting in the work world to advise on the importance of career planning and management? So I do know this person, Ella, and she has a teenage daughter who's about to start university. We're all very proud of her. And we obviously we wish her well, and we want to support her how we can. You know, how do we help her be the best person she can be through career planning?
You want? I'll go ahead and
Either
go
one.
We're just gonna.
Okay. I would definitely say, because of the modern workplace and because things are changing so much, I would highly recommend, first of all, know your city. Like what is really booming in your city. So Charlotte, North Carolina, we have the medical field, the banking, there's headquarters here. Those are the two major industries here in Charlotte. So knowing the industries that are really, really big, then researching the company. Are they, and are they family friendly? Are knowing exactly what type of environment it is, and really kind of evaluate, is that in line with your values? Is one of the things that I would say for them to think about, and really research a lot more about different positions. Understanding you might be interested in something, do internships. Internships are always great. But really, I would say definitely researching different companies and think about, I know when you're young, it's extremely difficult to know exactly what you want to do. But trying new things outside of your actual job, try different things, go to workshops. And not be afraid to spend a little bit more time dipping and dabbing in different areas that of interest. And that is, biggest thing. But I would definitely say researching a company is so important. And when you actually go into the interviews, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on.
No.
When you're actually in the interview, I highly recommend asking the right questions when you're in the interview as well. Ask a little bit more about the company, dig a little bit deeper. Don't be afraid to ask those type of questions after you've gone through the interview process, or even during when something's coming up and they're asking you a question. Don't be afraid to ask a little bit more, and then you're going to be able to determine and assess in that moment, in that interview, before you even get inside the job, whether this might not be a good fit or this is going to be a good fit. Don't be afraid to ask those questions and go into networking events. There's so many things that you can do as a young professional to really kind of plan and manage your career.
I would just like to add to that there are many job searching websites out there where you can find out about the company's culture. That's a whole show in and of itself. Yeah. But the culture of the workplace, based on what people are saying about it before you even get to the interview.
That's absolutely true. And Kiana, just to reiterate what you said about getting that first job, obviously, I don't know if people realize, but I know up here in Toronto, up to 70-80% of the available jobs are hidden. They never get advertised. People get them as internal appointments, etc. It goes through network. The hidden job market is massive. I don't know if that's the reality in the US, but networking is absolutely essential. So added to that, let's assume you now got the job. I think for a person who gets their first job, I would certainly say to my daughter, if she she got her first serious career type job, I would say to her, your sit down conversation with your manager very soon after you started is so critical, where you ask them what are some of the critical things that you will be looking for, and what does success look like to you. So the manager defines for you what they'll be looking at in terms of success and how they define that. I think that's important. Also shows your manager that you're trying to see the bigger picture and not just crossing T's and dotting I's. That you actually do care about where your responsibilities land and how they impact others. So have that conversation with the manager. Ask them, can I sit down for you for 15 minutes? I want you to give me some pointers. And managers love that. Why? Because at least here is somebody that takes it as seriously as I do. So I don't know what was so hilarious there, but
I'll let you know in a moment. Okay, so I'll let you know.
I don't know either.
So I will just do a rough summary. Thank you so much, Kiana and Marcus, for coming with us this evening. It's been a great session. I hope the people who've sat on it have been able to take away something of value. I'm sure they have, because I know I have. The introduction with dignity and trust, how it's important to establish two-way communication and to make people feel valued. Having a look at what coaching is and what coaching is not, and the triggers, of when you should think, in your work life or in your career, when should I consult? When is it okay to consult a friend, or sufficient to consult a friend? Or do I need somebody with some expertise in planning my career? Knowing your value, whether you have a coach or not, you should always feel valued in the environment that you're in. And if you're not, then you should do something about that. And there's if you have to take that temporary job that is a bit of a left turn that you weren't planning on, make sure you set up a plan for yourself and you have an exit strategy so you can always keep your head up and don't let yourself get down by that. And it's the coach is someone who helps you prepare an action plan. They're not just somebody who just gives you advice. And I hope I've captured just a little bit of that. If you wanted the rest of it, you should have been here for the whole show. But thank you. So you see the addresses. I know some other hosts, they post, I guess I'll do that next time, post the name and Twitter and everything in the box below. But I think there's some hyperlinks in here, so you can connect with Kiana Rodriguez. It's so funny. I don't know if you ever watched Cincinnati. See that TV show in Cincinnati with Les Nessman?
WKRP.
WKRP. And do you remember that show, Kiana?
No, I'm one of those individuals. Okay. I don't watch much TV at all.
Every time I look at your name, I'll laugh. That's not why I was laughing, but I look at your name because he was their best newscaster, and he was delivering the news. It was very serious, and it was Kiana Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
So every time I see that now, I think Rodriguez, and it always makes me smile. So. Yeah, that was the good old TV days. So you can see her Twitter handle there at Happy Work Week, and certainly based on the advice she's given us tonight, we can see that is if we connect with her, certainly it can only make our weeks better. And Marcus Van Art, available on LinkedIn, and his Twitter handle is Art Marcus as well. So I think he has some hobbies he mentioned. So if you follow him, you might find out what else he's up to. So I want to thank everybody sitting in for the discussion today. And we will see you next time. We're going off the air.